doing it. You supposed to be happy you sitting there with Kid L. Why you mad?
The Kid L Podcast.
Rocking and rolling. It's hot as hell outside.
Burning up.
You're looking like $1 million.
Hey.
Versace shirt on.
I'm the Versace queen.
Is that a real Versace shirt?
I'm the Versace queen. Go check. They nominated me twice. I got a stylist over in Las Vegas at the Shops at Crystals, nominated me to go over to Milan for Fashion Week because of my Versace fetish. And then over at Somerset Mall, Kristen nominated me. So I had 2 nominations. I thought I was a shoo-in. Plus, I flew over there, took her with me right here. Pauline took her with me. And we just flew. We was over in Rome anyways, because I got a book on the shelf over there. But anyway, we was over in Rome. And I said, listen, we finna fly over to Milan so I can talk to the manager over there. I want to go to the show because I always buy the runway pieces. So I want to go to the show. And I was nominated twice. But anyways, I didn't get it.
I mean,
we've been over there.
It all does come together pretty damn crazy. You got the sandals.
These are Dolce & Gabbana.
The purple, the yellow, the purple, the yellow.
Hey, look, I got swag. I'm from the D.
I need you to teach me what's happening. I need you to look what's going on here.
I got swag. I'm from the D. You know this
socks, and we got a blue. This is as far as my color coordination goes.
But you know what? I hear now because I'm 53. I just had a birthday on the 24th, a couple days ago.
I seen you at Cash Store at your birthday party.
Man, my birthday, I shut the city down. Yeah. Whole city, as promised. Did it, done that. But anyways, I wanted to give back to the city of Detroit. I wasn't just trying to show out. I give big conferences all the time, and I try to take people out of their mindset and show them I wow people to get their attention. And I'm very successful at doing that. And I do it on a level to where I'm scaling them mentally, because after I can scale you in your mindset, then we can make some money after that, because now you can think outside the box. So I do it for that reason. And so I do it at every conference. Like, I'll have lions and tigers and bears. Like, it's no telling what I'll have at a conference. And I have them all over the world. Even in other countries, I'll have conferences for income taxes. And so, but that's what I do. I set out a strategy to wow everybody. And then now they want to know me and what I do, and they want to talk to me.
That's where we got to start. First, you got to start off by introducing yourself. That's the first thing to do.
My name DJ Selph. I'm from Mac and Manistee. Over there, I still represent MTD, even though I'm a professional, of the highest caliber. I'm MTD till I die, because that's where I came from. I didn't choose that. How they say the game chose me.
What's MTD?
Mac Town Down. So my brother and a bunch of guys over there, that's brothers to me and sisters, it's a bunch of us. It's a family. It was a family. It was a culture. It was from Mac and Manistee over there. We didn't have nothing, and we stuck together. The village, they raised the kids together. When the lights went out on the street, we was all chipping in. The guy next door caught so many smells, fed the whole block. Like, you couldn't go nowhere down the block. If somebody else saw you acting up, they was going to get you and tell your mama later. You don't see that anymore. But that's where I come from. And so even to this day, like, we united as a family, even though we're not blood family.
Talk about growing, we're talking about Detroit.
Yeah, we talk about Detroit. Down there off of Alta Road, I went to Finney High School. So Mac and Manistee, if you don't know, it's east side. Between Alta Road, the radius will be Alta Road, Mac, Warren, and I guess Chalmers, in that area.
Oh, you're going to have to pull that mic towards you just a little bit.
Sorry.
Yep, right there is good. And just turn it towards you, like actually like grab it and like swing it towards you. Yep.
Towards me.
Other way? Yep.
Towards me.
Yep, right there is perfect.
All
and
right.
then bring it closer to you.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, right there is good.
All right.
And so talk about as far as just growing up in Detroit. You said you just reached 50 years old. So
53.
50, 40, 30, you look all great the same, right? So either way,
It's all the
good.
same, okay.
Talk about growing up in Detroit during that time, and just walk us through a day in the life in Detroit during the time you were growing up.
A day in the life in Detroit, we everybody outside. We up and down the block. We don't have to go in when the street lights come on. We on the block. We was happy, even though we didn't have much. I can remember, a lot of morals and values and things that was taught to me that mean everything to me right now. They can't be replaced where when I'm in other population of people, they don't have those things, and they should. So even though we didn't have much, we were raised, and with family and love, and we were taught values at a very young age, like stuff that adults should understand on that level. They brought us up, reared us from kids with this, but it was unity. And so that's what I remember coming up. What I remember now and how I see the things that I see, it's just like it's missing that, children and families. It's just kind of all this went astray, and so now I'm one of those ones that I don't just talk about it. I try to be about it. I don't just complain or look at situations. I try to be a solution, to be a solutionary. That's what I do. I'm the person that solved the problem. So
well, yeah, what you're talking about is interesting because we have a lot of prominent figures from Detroit that talk about how Detroit used to be very community-based. Like, you used to look after your community at all times and protect it and make sure that, like, the kids are safe, the neighborhood's safe, and all those things. And they feel like these days the element's a little bit less so.
Oh, it is less so. Speaking of community and being from Detroit, I moved to Ohio, just to give you some tea. However, I was married and I moved to Ohio to start over with my ex, and so I was out there, and so I ended up becoming homeless out there and everything. Wow. And having to really just start over. And it was me being from Detroit. See, we grinders from the D. We gonna get it how we live. We're going to eat. Like, we have a hustle mentality. So that is irreplaceable, but moving out there and being coming from homeless and going through the challenges that I went through, it made me want to give back to people, because when I needed help, it was hard to find help. And so when I did receive help, then I said, once I get, my heart went out to, helping people and that was in the same situation as me. Like, I have a nursing school. I'm a nurse. That's my real job. It's really not the taxes. That's the thing that made us took us from 6 million to 18 million this year, and a projection of 50 million coming up. But that's not my real job. Yeah. My real job is I'm a nurse. So, I had my challenges being homeless and in nursing school and all of that, but it was that Detroit mentality that kept me on the grind. That's okay. I'm on my knuckles. I don't have nothing. Okay. I done been there before. Now what to do. I knew how to go and get the cheese and the milk and the free stuff and the, I had to survive. Yeah. I had to survive. And so, I always look back, like, to this day, I go back to my neighborhood and I give to communities. But so I first started giving to the community that I was living in, which is Ohio. And I give millions. And so, now I am, able to give back, in position now where I can give back to the city of Detroit. I'm thankful for Ohio. They were the ones that supported me, and God has blessed me financially. And so it was Ohio where it all got started. And so I'm forever grateful to that. But my spirit and my heart, I'm from the D. I know what it's like. I live there. I know. We just went back to my old neighborhood on Mackin and Manistee probably about a month ago. I seen 2 kids walking down the street. I asked them what their grades was. One of them was able to prove it to me. The other one wasn't. Not so much. I don't know what his grades was, but we bought him some school shoes. Wow. We gave them both $150. They probably get an outfit and a pair of shoes, each. And so, being able to give back. We came back to this city with Toys for Tots last year. I've been doing Toys for Tots in Ohio for 25 years because I was homeless and wasn't able to provide Christmas to my own children. A church did. Well, then when I became wealthy, then I started giving back toys to Ohio, to where now it's been 25 years and millions of dollars. I had the opportunity to be able to be a part of it in Detroit. Well, actually not Detroit. For those ones just watching, let me get it and politically correct, the Downriver campaign, Trenton. But even though it's not Detroit, I still was able to come back to Michigan. I was able to make a difference for Christmas like I do in Ohio. I'm able to come here and I'm able to make a difference. Now I'm networking with a lot more people who is part of building communities, and now I'm able to, sit on platforms and make a difference, and be able to stand out, and people know who I am and how I can help them, because that's all that I do. I help people. And so they're able to know that, because I'm out there now on the forefront where they can see that, and then networking with other people and supporting, the things that they're doing, and being able to give back through other organizations as well. So we're real big on communities.
That's how I found you in the first place, was at Chanel's content creator program, which was awesome. You came on stage and you talked for a while, and I was sitting there. I was like, man, this girl's trying to tell us how to become rich. We should be listening to this shit.
Okay.
But her program is insane, right? She had a bunch of people on the panel
from
all different executive levels and everything, like at that corporate level, people that are just
I'm still
spitting
in
game.
awe. Like, I met so many people, and these people are like me. Like, I was in a room, and I wasn't the one with this heart. I wasn't the one that, trying to make a difference and fighting for change. It's a room full of us. And I was like, man, it was just so amazing. I've never experienced that before, where it was that many to that magnitude. And so I just felt like I was so blessed that I had the opportunity to even be on a platform as large as that one was, and still brought it to the table and was able to offer everybody some assistance, even on a platform of that size. So, and then by it being my birthday, do you do this? Like, my birthday, I'm always analyzing. Am I proud of myself? Are you happy where you are? What's going on? Every year when it comes to my birthday, it's like I'm really like going deep, trying to figure out, are you on the right path? Is it something that you need to be doing better? Just trying to be the better me. And so with that happening, I'm like, I'm on the right path. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah. Oh my goodness, I'm still in awe. I really am.
I was mad I didn't come, because I know like I said, Cash Doll was there, and she was performing with you, and you had a few other Detroit celebrities with you that week. And well, I mean, still, you put on a crazy spectacular shows all over social media, which is really cool. I want to get into your history with Detroit a little bit. I know you went from Detroit to Ohio, but how long did you stay in Detroit before you moved to Ohio?
I was 27
when you moved to Ohio.
When I moved to Ohio, or maybe 29 when I moved to Ohio.
Did you already find entrepreneurship before you went to Ohio?
Yes. So I was married at 20 years old. And so my ex-husband, my children's father, he was quite the entrepreneur mentally, but he didn't know how to put it into place. He couldn't, he had the ideas and everything, because his ideas used to be, to me, at 20, I'm from the hood. I'm like, he want to open up a check cashing place. I'm like, can we do that? Can we have a business? So we had a check cash. No, we didn't have check cash. We had a beauty supply store. We had a cellular phone store and a dry cleaners.
Damn.
Right there on Warren at Alta Road. And so, but it was all, he would give me an idea of what he wanted to do, and then I was always a smart person, so I would research it and figure it out, and then I'll open it for us. And he had with his money, of course, but I would, put the structure and everything together. And so, so that's what we had. And he taught me entrepreneurship, that I could have whatever I wanted to. It wasn't hard. But see, and from Detroit, and you will find this, and that's why I'm always trying to give back. I'm always trying to share and help. It's the mentality of that of your environment. Mm-hmm. We were all destined, which it didn't happen, but it's like living in a certain environment. Potentially you are at risk of becoming a product of that environment. And so my mom wasn't having it, because she kept us, I was in acting classes. I was, we always went, we rode horses. We had a boat. We would go over to the island, and we would spend time away from the neighborhood always. She always had she pushed us, and her attitude and mentality was, always thinking outside of the box, and even when she didn't have a mentality that she was poor, she still had a rich mentality. Yeah. And so as children, this is how we was raised, and with the finest of everything, even when we had good times and bad. And so yeah, that, but entrepreneurial, I gotta say, my ex-husband, he really introduced me to the fact that, you know, I can be an entrepreneur and just put, you know, just do it. Just do it.
Did you end
It's
up?
all about structure.
Did you? Was it hard to leave your first marriage, or like was that your only marriage?
That was my only marriage.
Was it difficult to leave, or like was it?
Oh, I should have been left a long time before. You know, I left after we was married 18 years, and so
Damn.
I should have left. I should have got an annulment when I could have got it for free. After that 1 year, you know, you can get an annulment after a year.
Yeah. Right.
I should have got
Did you know?
then.
Did you know 1 year in to leave?
Say that again.
Did you know 1 year in that you should have left? Like, did you
Hell
know?
yeah, I knew. But then I guess other thing was going on. I was in love with that man, you know, in every way.
What made you stay if like you knew you should leave? Or what made you want to
Okay.
leave? And like what made you realize like I need to leave?
It became my testimony, and it's what I'm supposed to give back. Anything that happens to you is terrible. Don't feel bad about it. It's your testimony. It's victory on the other side. So on the other side of that was a victory for me, and so I share that with the world.
What's the book called?
It's called A Sin in My Household. Sin in My Household.
Break it down.
Oh my God, that I can't tell. Then they not gonna go buy the book.
No, what are you talking about? Everybody, what do you think people go on interviews for? Is to promote the product.
Okay, so here's the breakdown. Here's the synopsis, right? I was in a marriage in bondage for 18 years for the wrong reasons. Growing up in Detroit as a young lady, my mama didn't teach me this, but my peers did. Get you a man with some money. He gonna take care of you. He gonna give you the type of house you want, everything that you want. You know, get you somebody like that, and you gonna be all right. You ain't gonna have to struggle no more. And so I stayed in that marriage. Mostly because when I married him, he was a wealthy young man. He was young. He was only 22 years old, but he had a lot of money, and he set up life for us that looked as though comparable to someone who had retired. You know, the things that we had as our possessions. So, you know, I went with that. I left my mama's house and went with him against my brother's wishes, my mama's wishes, everybody. And so most of it at first was, I can't let them see that, you know, this just didn't work. I could keep trying. I can't let them see, I told you so. Yeah, I told you so. And so I did it for a long time. And I'm like, wait a minute, let them tell me so then. You know, they was right. But it took 18 years and a traumatic incident to take place involving him and something that he did to my mother. And so when that happened, then that's when, you know, my rose-colored glasses came off. Like, okay, but still, I still took him back.
Wow.
And I was embarrassed about that for a long time. And then I took him back and stayed for about 6 more months. And then after that, what got it for me, I didn't like the way he came in the house and I took his shoes off. But because I was done after that.
So 18 years went by of like tragedy, but you left him because he took his shoes off wrong in the house?
I almost called him the N-word, but I'm not going to say that. But it was the way, it was the sentiment from that. But he had been gone, and I didn't know where the hell he had been for several weeks. And the way that he walked back in the house and casually sat down at the kitchen table and took his shoes off sent me over the edge. Get out right now, and that type of thing. But by then, I had grieved the marriage. I was over it mentally in my head.
Can you explain to people how he took his shoes off that made you be like, all right, we're divorcing?
He came in like everything was sweet. Like, honey, I'm home. He didn't come, you know what I mean? He came in and sat down and he was just like, and I'm like, I was hoping maybe he wasn't coming back this time.
Oh.
And so, but he came back and he said, and he like everything was sweet. And I was like, it just, I don't know. It was just like that little thing after all this how I was tormented, how I feel like my feelings can be valid. I was tormented, okay? And so, but then it took something so small, is how one may think or feel, but at that point it wasn't small to me. At that point I was done and I was fed up from being taken advantage of and used and abused and all that. And I was done. So it was him coming in with the attitude like everything was sweet and took his shoes off like, I'm home. And I'm like, if you don't get out of here, now. And
you
so,
fell out of love with him at that moment, I'm assuming? Like that was like the...
No, I was done. I had been out of love with him. And I had got me a little friend and I was,
Oh, damn. So you were doing your own thing on the side?
I ended up having a friend that was an old friend of mine that I started talking to, that was encouraging me and, always been supportive of me. I used to date him way back when I was a faithful wife to that man for 18 years. And I went through countless situations that he had going on, his situationships, countless. Like I couldn't count on my heads and toes right now.
So it took you 18 years to cheat back, basically.
It took me 18 years to say I was done and I was going to live for me. And I felt like I was in that mindset of living for me and whatever I wanted, I was going to do. And that if he really loved me, he was going to let me go through that phase. And,
Hell no.
Men don't do that.
Once a woman does that, it's over.
No,
son.
he said he wanted to. He said he
yeah.
tried. But I ain't believe him. I said, shit, it was bad. If I thought it was bad, it's about to be 10 times that now. I'm out of here.
Damn. So you leave this marriage after 18 years, which is a long time. How did you regain your balance after that?
How I was regaining my balance initially before it ended was success. I started investing into myself. And this is the message that I give to women. To love yourself. Love self-preservation is the first law of nature. And we have to love ourselves. And we need to be mindful of how people show us love, because if they're loving us in a way that, we feel like we deserve to be loved more or better or, however, then, take that into consideration. Love yourself and somebody should be loving you at least as equally to how you're loving yourself or showing you even more love than that if they're in a position to be able to do so, but so that was the message, to be independent and be in a situation where, I don't feel that women, that it's fair that they sit and contemplate or seek men just for money. I feel like I do what I want to do. I make my own money though. I do what I can. I bring my own happiness. The purses, the jewels, the whatever it is that I can buy it all myself. Actually, I can be the one I can do anything. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I have 22 businesses. I own, my portfolio is already built for my children's children, my children's children, children. So my grandchildren's children are set up right now.
Talk about the beginning of your first enterprise. What was the first successful enterprise that was at a large scale?
Taxes. Even though that's not my main job, it was my side hustle that then came and pushed the main jobs. It didn't push them to the side because my main job is I'm a nurse,
right?
A nurse practitioner level. I have a STNA phlebotomy and EKG health training program in Columbus, Ohio. And I took the same blueprint that scaled me to 205 partnerships with income taxes and scaled my technical training school for, here in Michigan, they call it CNA. In Ohio, it's called STNA, but here it's Certified Nurse Assistant. And so I added phlebotomy component and the electrocardiogram component, and now that gives them a title of a patient care technician. So I took that school using the same blueprint from income taxes and scaled it to 32 partnerships.
Wow.
It's insane. And I'm doing the same thing with my trucking company. I have a logistics company called I'm a serial entrepreneur. And they getting money too. It's called SMT Trucking Partners. And then I have a hood to all of that called SMT Financial Partners. So you seen us outside. We was outside for my birthday, all of us. They come from all over the world. So you got to
wake up at like 4 o'clock in the morning to get all this stuff done, I'm assuming, right? You can't sleep.
I'm up at 4 anyway. Yeah. I'm up at 4. I like being up at 4 where it's quiet and I can make my list for the day of who I need to talk to and what I need to say to them, because I have a lot of people that I'm talking to, but it's all digital for me, so it's not bad. I can do it from wherever I'm at. If I'm in the car on the phone, I can still have meetings to take care of business as long as I have internet service. So I can turn anything into a digital product. I can turn a physical product into a digital product. My school is 32 partnerships that I have. We're in high schools, those 32 different locations. With 31 locations, my corporate office is what I'm including. But from my phone, I don't go there. I don't teach. I don't work at the school. All I do is talk to one person. I only want to talk to one person and let them talk to everybody else.
When we'll talk about taxes first. So talk about getting into the tax field, and then what opportunities you can offer to people in the tax field right now.
I build 6 to 8 figure earners in the income tax industry by using franchise mastery, the power of partnerships, scaling techniques, and marketing strategies. So my marketing strategies that's what's bananas, right? I build high performing teams. And another thing that's bananas is my mentors that I have, I contract them to come and teach groups, and the group, my organization. So I partner with 205 partnerships, but if you would, try to compare that to how many people it actually is, it's probably thousands, because this tax office may have 19 locations, and they may have, this location got 50 preparers, and this one have 20, this one got 5, and it'll go like that. So I build high performing teams. So I know that people have the wrong mindset. So we start with mindset. And then I have, actually it's my uncle. He scaled, when he retired, I was on him when I found out he was about to retire. I called him. I said, Uncle, what you doing after you finish when you retire? And he's like, nothing. And I said, listen, I scale my team. So I usually go and I'll get a mentor, or like one of my mentors, Stormy Wellington, I spent $30,000 cash, but I bring all the information back to my team. Or I go and try it, I build it, I do it, I bring it back to my team and show them how to do it so they can get money too. Because if more they perform, the more I make too. So I build high performing teams. And then I start building that team. But anyways, my uncle, I asked him, and so he came and he every Monday, we called it no, not the mystery, we called it money making Mondays. That was last season. And our training platform is ridiculous. Nobody have a training platform like mine. My training platform consists of maybe 15 trainers, but these are trainers of my uncle scaled Rent-A-Center from hundreds of locations to thousands. He scaled Jack's Hamburgers in the South from hundreds of locations to thousands. So I bring these people on. This is high level. This my mentor. I pay him thousands of dollars every month. This my uncle though, and this my mentor. So. But he come and he scale, and so now he meets with them every Monday, and he meet with them for I think 30 minutes.
If somebody is like an independent entrepreneur right now and they're watching this podcast and they're hearing your story, what's the first thing you would tell any entrepreneur as far as being able to work with you and what you can offer them?
What I can offer somebody that's committed and consistent. I can offer building them to 6 to 8 figures. Most people aren't making that in the income tax sector for some reason, but it's out there and we're making it. All my team are high performers. Not all of them. I can't say that, but a big portion of my team are high performers because they ready. Anybody's ready with their mindset and consistency, then we can take and make them a 6 to 8 figure earner by making them a corporate entity. We're not selling, let me show you how to, here, open up your tax office and get you some preparers. That's not what we are showing people how to do. We're showing people how to service bureau, like open up your tax office. Yeah, get you some preparers, but empower other people to help them open up their tax offices and get them some preparers as well. And you bring them and plug them into this platform, just like you would plug your cell phone on to get that juice. You're going to plug them into this platform and you sit back and cross your leg or go do what you've been doing because you're real busy anyways. And we're going to scale your platform. We're going to show you how to recruit. We're going to train those guys, and then we're going to show them how to market themselves. And we're really big with artificial intelligence. And a lot of people scared of that. We're big with it.
How are you guys?
And that was one of the things that scaled us as well.
How are you utilizing artificial intelligence to help people's growth?
we're able to analyze them much faster. We're able to find the trends of the market, see what's moving faster, what's hotter. We're able to, personally, I do business much faster. I'm writing reports. I'm able to service my team, or be of service to my team. I work for my team. They may say, "Oh, she the boss." No, I'm not the boss. There's no I in team, and it does take a team to get rich. My cousin Chico always say that, and so that's my motto. And now I find my team members saying it as well, because it does. It take a team. So, I'm always trying to empower them and show them how they can be better. And with the AI, I'm able to manage them so fast. Like I can when I meet, I do my mentoring meetings. After the meeting, my recap, it would probably take me maybe an hour or two to do it on my own. I can just put it all in AI, get it in 2 minutes. I'm doing business faster and more efficient, more organized.
How many entrepreneurs have you taken from like a regular salary to?
I've made over 100 six-figure earners. I've made over 100 six-figure earners, and these people exist around the United States because with income taxes is in all 50 states. I have offices from Las Vegas, West Coast, all the way down to, Detroit, Michigan.
Wow.
So many people I have empowered that was homeless. It's a young man, Aaron, with First Choice Tax Services. Go ahead and give him his credit. He's under my downline, Pauline, with Elite Tax Services, but I was able to get him to millions of dollars, and he's only 25 years old.
Damn.
From our blueprint. And so now he has 11 brothers and sisters that they're now serial entrepreneurs because they got the money to do it. His mom and dad is incorporated in his organization as well, and he had 4 locations. But he was sleeping in his car, and he was a poor hustler when we got him.
Damn.
And so I've made over 100 six-figure earners. I've made a few millionaires as well.
When you're talking about the medical field, how can people apply themselves to that and get involved with you with that?
I'm only licensed in Ohio.
Oh, okay.
And so, but in Ohio, my school is at 611 South Hamilton Road. It's called Ultimate Healthcare Solutions. And if you're trying to get your STNA, phlebotomy, or EKG, come and see us, or OR3, and we have job placement.
Is that the only thing that you can offer somebody if they wanted to approach you or if they wanted to find services from you? Is the medical and the tax right now?
I have logistics company. I'm hiring drivers. I just did a film. I just did a reality show.
Yeah.
Called Wealth Street. It'll be out. It's empowering income tax professionals because we're very we're big on education and as it should be. That's why I own a school. I love to educate. That's my passion. And so I had that. And then I have another movie called Checkmate that I did in Alabama. Clifton Powell was a part of it. Makiva Albrighton, Crystal Hughes, Denzel Dandridge, right? Was all. Taisha Brown directed it.
Are you producing these films?
I'm the executive producer.
Wow.
Yep, I did it. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I invest. I got the money to do it.
Detroit's music movie scene is huge right now. The Tubi scene is very big, so people could look to you for executive producing for their films.
Definitely could. We have a great team. A couple of teams that we use and have access to. So yes, and the whole thing, I was able to take the money that I make with income taxes to do all these things.
Wow.
I just got into promoting. I started promoting concerts and a big one that I'm supposed to have. Hopefully I didn't get got by some janky promoters.
What do you got going?
I just got by some janky promoters.
What do you got going
on? So I just invested on Sexy Red and Kevin Gates, hundreds of thousands. And so, due to make millions, because I like to make investments. I usually deal with people that's serious about business. I'm very serious about business.
Well, Sexy Red always does good business in Detroit, so I don't think there could ever be a problem.
Well, it wouldn't be. No, I'm talking about the janky promoters.
I'm not talking about behind her.
No, not behind her. The ones that I invested with.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, so I don't know.
How much money do you think you've lost in investing in people?
Hundreds of thousands.
Damn.
But it taught me. And it brought me millions. And guess what? I didn't change my strategy from investing in people. I still invest in good people. I'll take someone and go 50-50 on a tax office if they had high performance the year before and they can't afford to open up their tax office. I'll open it up, furnish it, desks, computers, down to the pencils, and give them the keys, and then they'll be in a 50-50 partnership.
Wow.
But that's kind of risky to do, and I'm advised against it through my upline. But I had so many wins that the couple of losses that I had, it didn't change my strategy. I would still put myself in that position over and over again.
When you're talking about Detroit right now and you're going back and forth between Detroit and Ohio, how often are you going to be staying here and working here versus going back to Ohio?
I have a home here, and I have one in Ohio. I have one in Vegas. You go out to Vegas and out there anytime you get ready. My invitation to you for being able to sit here on this lovely couch.
Hell yeah.
I'm never there. You can go and visit and kick it. It's 4 floors, 4 bathrooms, big pool in the back. I'm never there. So anyways.
Do you Airbnb it or what?
No, I don't Airbnb it because laws are crazy in Vegas. In my area where I live, you can't Airbnb, but over in Henderson you can.
Okay. My cousins used to live in Henderson. It's a beautiful area.
Yeah.
Has your family, you have family that are obviously watching your growth and everything like that. Has your family been able to watch this and
watch
be supportive?
It? Now they jumping in. Sometimes you try to, show people and if they're not ready, what I've experienced is me pushing people that didn't ask to be pushed or pulled. And so, and when they're ready, I'm here for any of my family members and friends or any stranger. I'm just here because of what I went through, and I have some valuable information that can definitely it's changed my life. And so many people, my mama's house cashed out. My house cashed out. I'm from Mack and Manistee. We ain't supposed to do stuff like that, and I'm a lady, but I hustle like a man, I guess. I go hard. It's whatever whatever glitter is not gold. I'm not telling people that this is going to be something that's just so easy. You do have to be committed. You do have to put work in. But we have a blueprint for you to follow to not make mistakes. And when you follow the blueprint, you get the result. I got so many receipts about people who follow everybody. It's not one person that follow my blueprint that didn't get the result. Not one. And if you're out there, stand up and tell me if you follow my blueprint and didn't get the result. I know that didn't happen.
How do you get the blueprint?
They got to sign up. They have to call me, and they're going to join my organization. And I put them in a system, and it's in rotation like robotic, because they call me. I get them signed in. I'm going to do an onboarding. They're going to go to somebody else that's going to make them better. They're going to go to somebody else that's going to make them better. They're going to get down to even to marketing people. Like, we set their whole platform up. So they start with me, right? I'm going to tell them about the business and how we can help. And then they're going to go to then Tina, my assistant director. She's going to give them a call. And if they don't have their LLC or whatever structure, she's going to explain to them what that structure looks like if they want LLC or S Corp. Typically, we don't use the S Corp coming right out. If you make over $100,000, then you should be S Corping. But some people structure like that in the beginning. And if I think that they're going to be a powerhouse like that, we will. So we help with structure. And then we help with their electronic filing identification number. After she gets that done, then she give them over to Mr. Lois, but we call her Mama D. She's the mother of our whole entire corporation, and everybody better show her respect and a whole lot of love. So she manages that my taxes, and Tina, she manages everything, even taxes, the school, the trucking, the everything, right? And so but then they'll get assigned a coach. So Mama D, when she talks to them, she's gonna give them software. She's gonna assign them a coach, and then once they get the coach is getting them their things that they need to be able to market themselves, like for advertising, their bling cards and DocuSigns, and just a whole list of things that to tailor and white label them. Products that we have with our name on them, they're gonna get them now for their own, and the coaches is gonna do that and give it to them and white label these things. And so we train the trainer, we teach the owners and train them and nurture them and show them how to be training and nurturing to their downline, and it just keeps continuing like that. And then the last person they'll end up with is Kelsey, and they'll end up with her to talk about marketing.
Wow. So you guys pretty much are structuring people's business outlines for them entirely, like their strategies and organizing them. Some people have all these ideas and all this motivation, but they don't know how to structure themselves. So they just end up like looping and looping and looping and failing eventually. And
then meanwhile, while we're doing all of that, Sunday we have prayer and business, because some people can't be a high performer because they got problems. So we need to remove these barriers. I'm all about psychosocial. So if we can remove the barrier and make them happy, or at least make them, at peace, then they can move forward and be productive. So on Sundays we have that, and so we put that in place for that reason. And then on Mondays we want to motivate them for the week. So then my uncle comes on who scales me, and he talks to them and teach them scaling strategies and teach them about what kind of boss. Some people never been in a position to be a boss. They think they're supposed to pound their fist and talk. That's not being a boss. Being a boss is a team player. Being a boss is looking at your team. When you on my team, I need to know what your gift is. And if you don't know what it is, I'm gonna help you find out, because I need to tap into it. Because when you tap into somebody's gift, that's gold. And so people that work on my team, I let them work in their gift, because that's what they're gonna do naturally, and they're gonna soar, and that's gonna build. So I teach them about that kind of stuff. We teach about business. What you get with my platform, you can't get nowhere else, because ain't nobody willing to invest in their platform. I have to pay these people to show up, and so we have that. We have we have somebody to come and teach chaos to clarity, to show them how to organize their business and be organized with. Some people don't know how to use Google Docs and Google Sheets. Some people don't know how to do it. We got to teach them all this stuff. Damn. So we get their business together so for them to perform on a corporate level. Yeah. To where now I was corporate. Now I have said that I am enterprise. I'm enterprise. I'm an industry. That's how this is now. And so now I'm incorporating people. I'm showing people to early on how to function and grow into a corporate entity.
When you look at, because obviously a lot of people from Detroit watch this podcast, and a lot of them are hip hop artists and rappers, and when you look at
I'm gonna get all them some money. I've been talking to them.
When you look at a rapper,
they got checks on the way.
When you look at a rapper, what are you seeing the mistakes that rappers are making from Detroit to not help progress their careers?
I think marketing is a big problem, not just for rappers, but most. People don't invest into the marketing at the level that it should be. My marketing team go 4 layers deep. Like the ads and all that, I'm not talking about boosting your ad. I'm talking about ads and looking at those analytics and these numbers and running tests. Like, this is serious business. Like, we can drive whatever we want to. And so I just feel like they don't want to invest in that part. Nobody wants to take the time to do it. And I get it, because I got my marketing team on my neck every day. Sometimes I don't even want to show up. Like, I'm going to go ahead and post real quick and then show up, because if they ask me to do something, I didn't do it. So I'm going to show up. I'm going to be 5 minutes late to the meeting, so I can go ahead and do it real quick. And so, but it's a lot of pressure to be able to just be out there with it, like, every day. And it takes consistency. You can't do it on Monday and you ain't doing it again until Thursday.
Right.
What happened to Tuesday and Wednesday? So, and then it's a metric system to it all. It's a science to it all, and you have to break the code to that. So we just broke the code to what we have going on. After my marketing team, I have been with them about 3 years. My frontline, when I say my frontline marketing team, that's they handle my socials, and then I have somebody that's going to do the videography and all the talking head videos and things like that. Then I have someone else that's doing the ads and building funnels and stuff like that. Then I have someone with the websites and stuff. So all of these, it takes all of that, and some people don't want to put the money into it. They don't want to put the energy into it. Like, in my head, I be like, okay, you would think somebody got a gun in my head. For real, like, this is how much pressure I'm under. Like, you got to do this. Do you want the money? If you want the money, then you got to do it. So do it. The day that you don't do it, that means, you ain't want the money today, huh? And I got to talk to myself and get myself together. But you have to be thirsty for it.
Right.
And that's just for success, period. It's not going to be easy to nobody. But then once you arrive, then everybody gonna look at you and think, oh, you got it easy because doors is just opening. But they didn't see that those sleepless nights or them work weeks where you can, like, looking like, okay, well, maybe I'll get some sleep in 2 weeks. Right. Like right now I was like, well, maybe I'll get some sleep when I go home. So I'm ready to go home. Actually, I get to go home tonight.
Yeah.
After this show.
But you're right. Yeah, it's the competency and the discipline. Yeah. And eventually that leads into success, because you're constantly showing up at the end of the day, right?
Yep.
Is there anything you want to talk about before we close out?
Yeah, I just want to tell people that it's time for us to take control of our destiny. And I teach entrepreneurship. And so I use the income taxes as a vehicle to be able to fund my dreams, my goals, my ideas. Sometimes I'm just playing around with stuff because I know that it'll make some money. And so, but it comes in hard cash so fast within the first 60 to 90 days of the year, and then the rest of the year you can take and you can invest. You can do so many things. It's so flexible what you can do. But it definitely changed my life, and I know that it'll change yours too. So my Instagram is the real REAL DJ, and SELPH is my last name. So you can go to my Instagram or my Facebook, but you can go to my Instagram, and if you click on the Calendly link there, then you can book a one-on-one appointment with me, and you can speak with me, and I can do it. If you're in the income tax industry, you definitely need to be making 6 to 8 figures. But whatever you're making, if you're making 6 figures, I can get you to 7. If you're making 7, I can get you to 8. And I'm gonna be on my way to 9. I'm gonna be able to get you to 9 in a minute. So, yes, definitely you can reach out to me that way.
Beautiful. Yeah, this was a very educational talk. It's nice to take a break away from hip hop sometimes and talk about making money, making cash, but also hearing your story and hearing the trials and tribulations you went through to become a self-made entrepreneur. It's really great to hear what you've been doing for the city as well. I know you do a lot of charity and you do a lot of giving back. Even hearing the story about giving the kids shoes and the money, which is really, really, really heartfelt. And wish to hear more stories like that from future guests that come on here, because I feel like everybody's just making it about themselves these days.
Yep.
I'll be checking out the Blueprint. Appreciate
Nice.
you doing this. I'll be checking out the book, and when the movies drop, we'll promote those trailers and the stories. Appreciate you being a part of this. We're at Parallel Sound Studio, Hello Visuals, shooting these productions. We're out. Peace.